What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and it is Victory Monday, a quite glorious one after defeating the Dallas Cowboys to go 8-1. A truly beautiful day, but of course, always with the good news comes some bad. So we're here to talk about it. Hope you're all having a great day, start to your week. Appreciate you taking the time. Love to hear your thoughts down below. Cannot thank you enough for hitting the like button, subscribing, all the stuff you're doing to support the channel. But we've got some Eagles news to talk about, so let's jump right into it. Dallas Goedert fractured his forearm last night. We saw after the tackle, it looked, I knew right away. We all knew right away something was not good there. So you saw him walking back to the locker room, and very unfortunate. And we just talked about this the other day, right before the trade deadline, and talked about what positions I thought we could use an upgrade at. You know, we heard about how the Eagles need to trade for Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, all of those things. But to me, a tight end 2 was the most important thing because of the fact that, well, not only was it lacking behind Goedert, but as I said in the show, God forbid something were to happen. And, well, something did happen. So now that we have Dallas Goedert banged up, you know, the question is, how long is he going to be out? So they're talking about placing him possibly on IR. So clearly that means at least 4 weeks there. So we have the bye week coming up. So that would be 1 week. But just like with last year, it sounds like a 4 to 6 week kind of injury. So probably going to get placed on IR. That will open up a roster spot for somebody, whether that's somebody coming back, Evans or Watkins or whatever. But this is clearly unfortunate news for the Eagles, but it sounds like at least 4 weeks he's going to be out. So, son of a bitch. But let's talk about what's going on then with the Eagles. So, obviously, you're missing one of the best tight ends in the game. I heard somebody say they just were learning about his game and finding out that he could block and all this stuff. And, bro, I don't know how this dude is so underrated, but clearly he is. I think, you know, he can block. We talk about being the perfect specimen as that Y tight end, that guy that can block, catch the ball, do it all. He is, in my opinion, the best all-around tight end in the game. So love the dude, and you just don't replace that. Now, we got Calcaterra dealing with a concussion right now. So we've got some things going on that make things intriguing. So let's take a look at what the Eagles have at tight end here. So Goedert going to be placed on IR. So Stoll, Calcaterra, and Albert O. And Albert O was able to play this past week, but again, you know, he was the third guy, and, you know, we had Goedert for most of the game there. So didn't see much, but he's been inactive every other game. The only reason that Albert O was active was because Calcaterra was out. So we're hopeful to get Calcaterra back, but we've only got these 3 on our roster here. When we talk about Calcaterra and Albert O as those F-type tight ends, the guys that are more receivers and not so much blockers. Jack Stoll, more of a blocking tight end, can play that H-back role where he's not a fullback. He's not blocking like that, but he can block. He's got decent hands. So, yeah, again, none of these guys are Dallas Goedert or even close, but this is what we've got. And then we do have E.J. Jenkins on the practice squad. You know that signing happened just like a day or two after I said we need to add more tight ends to this roster or practice squad. And look, E.J. Jenkins, big dude, you know, 6'6", 245, and he's a rookie out of Georgia Tech. If you missed his breakdown video, go check that bad boy out. But I like E.J. Jenkins, a big dude, a receiver, turn tight end. So somebody that can catch the ball and decent blocking. We talked about that. So maybe this kid can get activated, you know, for a few games while we don't have Goedert. Maybe he gets elevated to the active roster. I doubt that. I would just elevate him off the practice squad a few games, see what he does. But that may be what the Eagles have to do here. So, yeah, clearly Stoll, Calcaterra, Albert O, Jenkins there, nowhere near Dallas Goedert. So it's a big loss. But next man up, you got to figure things out. And clearly, we're finally getting Dallas Goedert involved in the offense, made some big plays yesterday. So, yes, it sucks. Everybody's going to say that, oh, my God, season's over. I don't believe so. I think it's next man up. You figure it out. You still got plenty of weapons here. And, you know, as I just mentioned, you know, Stoll, Calcaterra, Alberto, and then, you know, you elevate Jenkins if you feel the need. You don't want to use Alberto or somebody. Okay, but if you're not feeling comfortable, if you're saying to yourself, oh my God, we better figure something out for the next 4 weeks here, well, we do have Howie Roseman at the helm. So with Howie as GM, all things are possible. Jot that down. So let's take a look at the Eagles cap space quick. And clearly the trade deadline's over, so you're not trading for anybody. Don't care about the draft picks. Let's take a look here at the cap space, 2.6 mil. So you can sign anybody you want. But remember, we do like to have a little bit of cap space because when guys go on IR, then you have to sign people, do things like that. So that's why we talked about during the deadline. You don't want to just spend all of your cap space. So we've still got a little for cases like this. So let's take a look at the top 20 free agent tight ends that are out there. And then I'll give you a little bonus, the top 20 guys that are on another team's practice squad that we could pluck away. So let's take a look at the list here. Love to hear your thoughts on who you would add. And I've heard already some ridiculous things. Rob Gronkowski out there, Antonio Gates, all kinds of things out there. But look, here are some more reasonable actual things here. And these guys, all free agents. And you can see, look, slim pickings when it comes to the free agent pool. But, you know, names that stick out. Dan Arnold, clearly he was here in the offseason. Things didn't work out, but that's another F-type tight end, a receiving type guy. So really that's another Calcaterra, another Alberto, and kind of E.J. Jenkins. So I'm not so sure there. You've definitely got some blocking guys in there. That's, you know, predominantly what you see here. O.J. Howard out there, Jesse James, Ricky Seals-Jones, Adam Shaheen. And then I think, you know, Max Williams, somebody we talked about, a guy that can really help you in the blocking game. Maybe that's somebody you add to the practice squad. I wouldn't be against adding someone there. But as I mentioned, we kind of, you know, brought in E.J. Jenkins because to us, that was, you know, the best available to us. And now with Goedert out, that makes things a little bit different. So maybe we look to add more to that room on the practice squad. Don't be surprised you see Brandon Smith cut or, you know, I mean, T.Y. Mullen, all these guys that are going back and forth. We talk about it all the time. So don't be surprised if we add somebody. But there are some practice squad candidates. Now, here's the thing about taking someone from a practice squad. When you do that, you have to put them on your active roster. So they take up a roster spot. You can't put them on your practice squad. So I'm not so sure you want to make this move here, but you've got guys like Devin Asiasi, Steven Carlson, Zach Gentry, Anthony Fursker. I mean, so many names here. Obviously, a guy like Tyree Jackson on the Giants, familiar with this system. Got a rookie like Zach Kuntz from the Jets. Kroll, Dalton Keene was here before. Got Eric Tomlinson on the Ravens. So, I mean, there are some options, but I don't think any of these guys, for me, are someone that I would have to open up an active roster spot for. Now, clearly, if Goedert goes on IR, that right there opens up a spot. But I need Cam Jurgens coming off of IR as well soon. So a lot of things to keep in mind here. I'm not sure that's the route we go, but I wanted to give you all of the options available out there. And there could be more. You got someone on your mind, let me know about it. But that's all I've got for you. I'll be back later today for Victory Monday Live, breaking down that Eagles-Cowboys game, talking about the Eagles being the best team in the NFL. If I still feel they will win the Super Bowl, here's a little preview. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I hope to see you then. Let's effing go Birds. But I hope you're all having a great start to your week. Just want to remind you, Dallas sucks. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great Monday. Stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now, go Birds!